Ecclesiastes 6 and 10. We're going to show you what that thing is, man. All things are full of labor, man. All things, man. For the Lord purpose, man. All right? Whether it's the sun, the moon, the stars, like I say, the insects, man, the animals, the winds, whatever it might be. Go ahead.
It's Ecclesiastes 6 and 10. That which have been is named already. And it is known that it is a man.
So man is part of those things. Go ahead.
Neither may he count or contend with him that is mightier than he.
Now go back to that wisdom of Solomon 7:17. All right, we're gonna show you that man part of those things, man. All right, like we said, the sun, the moon, the stars, and everything you see on this earth, man, that's created by the Lord, man. All right, and even things that man create, that's to show forth the Lord wisdom, because they using the Lord wisdom, man. Man ain't just coming up with something. All right, they using the wisdom of the Lord, man. Even all this stuff you see, like computers, whether it be on the left hand or the right, because you got people that guns, just everything, man. Ovens, it no matter what it is, all the creation, man. I mean, things that people invent.
Whatever you can think of.
Yeah, whatever you can think of, man. It come from the Lord creation first. Right. The Lord gave them the wisdom through the Lord creating them, all right, and through their labors, man, and the wisdom that the Lord gave them, they created that, but it still go back to the Most High. Even if you're going off being wicked, like you got, you know, evil people.
That's right.
All right, that's still of the Lord too. All right. What you think? Cleflo Dollar or whatever, he's set up by the Lord.
That's right.
The Lord had to ordain that, man. You, like I say, you got guys in Israel, man. That's wicked, man. Like I just showed y'all that Psalms 19. You see what I'm saying?
For that.
Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians 11 and 19. For there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you.
And the Lord, like I say, the Lord bring forth his wisdom through all. So whether it's the sun, all right, or whether it's men, the Lord bring forth his wisdom through that way. Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 17.
Yeah.
For he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely to know how the world was made.
How the world was made. Like I say, we can go back, we can read. We read Genesis 1:14, and that was showing us how he created the sun and the moon and the stars for signals. I mean, for signs, for seasons, and for years. Go ahead.
And the operations of the elements.
And the operation of the elements. And we read about some of those elements. Some of those elements, because water is an element, wind is an element, the sun is an element, the moon is an element, all that. Go ahead.
The beginning, the ending, and the midst of times.
See? So we know we living in the end of times. Because if all you got to do is look around, everything is adverse to the Bible. So we know, all right, this thing is at an all-time wickedness, man. So we know we living at what time? The end time. All right? We know we living in the end times. Go ahead.
The alterations of the turning of the sun and the change of seasons.
Now we just read about the alteration of the changing of the sun. And what's the purpose of it? It utters speech, all right? It shine the face of the sun, shine on all the earth, what to make the trees grow and all that. And what that do, show forth the Most High wisdom. All right? That builds your faith, man. When you really think about this thing and how the Most High got it set up. Go ahead.
Verse 18, the beginning. Okay, so like verse 19, the circuits of years and the positions of the stars.
The circuits of years and the position of the stars. All right? So Solomon saying he got all that wisdom, all right? The understanding of all things. Go ahead.
Say the natures of living creatures and the theories of the wild beasts.
And we be reading about that. Ecclesiastes 39, we read about how he got the teeth of wild beasts for vengeance, man. All right? And like I say, beasts help people too, like horses.
Definitely.
You know? In the ancient times, and people rode horses, man. That was their form of transportation. All right? Go ahead. And if the Lord wouldn't have created those beasts, you would have had to damn walk.
Wherever you wanted to go.
Hey, you would have had to walk. But now he created man. I mean, he got man, and man brought forth some even more better transportation, which is a car. But through the Lord's wisdom, though. Go ahead.
The violence of the winds and the reasonings of men.
And the violence of the winds and reasoning of men. So he got all knowledge of all that. Of everything. Go ahead.
The the diversities of plants and the virtues of the roots.
And see, you go into the roots, man, about being physicians, man. Brother always talk to me about roots and herbs, man. What this herb can do, what that herb can do. Some herbs will kill you.
That's right.
You know, some herbs that's good for you. If you take too much of it, it'll kill you.
That's right.
You know, too much of anything can kill you, I guess.
You know? Except this truth right here.
Except
you
this
can never get enough of that, man.
You know.
But
you better have the wisdom of certain things, like as far as medicine or what, you know, roots, because you'll take it and you'll die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 21. And all such things are either secret or manifest, them I know.
Them I know. If we got a secret, like we know in the scriptures with pork, we ain't supposed to eat pork. That's just some of the wisdom that Solomon knew. That's not food. You know? But these people don't know. They eat it. They eat octopus and shit, man. Frog legs and shit. They don't have the wisdom. You see what I'm saying? Well, go ahead. What is that? We get 21?
22.
Let's go back, man. We're going let's go to Ecclesiastes 12 in Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. All right, so we're gonna show you the labors of men, man. We're gonna show you the course of a man's life. All right, go ahead.
So this is Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was.
See, your dust, ashes, dust to dust, man. Because it say Adam created from the dust of the ground, man.
And it is actually talking about the ground, because you look into the ground, each one of those elements on the periodic table, and that formulated man.
God. Right, and that's how the Lord able to resurrect. All right?
God. Verse 7 says, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was.
Because you part of the elements too. You made of the elements too.
That's right.
So you made of the Lord. That's why I say everything on this earth bring forth the wisdom of the Lord, man. Everything. Go ahead.
And the spirit shall return unto Yahweh who gave it.
See, your body go down. That's why they bury you. You read about that in you talk about the rich man. How their spirit went up. They was buried. The rich man was buried, and then the spirit went up. All right, so that backs that up. Go to that Psalms 104, 29, 30.
This is Psalms.
We're gonna complete the cycle. Go ahead.
104, starting at 29.
Go ahead.
Say, thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. They taketh away their breath.
See, thy taketh away their breath, because the Lord the only one can take your spirit, man. All right, from you. All right? You the only one can do that, man. Go ahead.
They die and return to their dust.
See, you die and return to the dust, just like it read in Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. All right? But hey, let's bring it full circle. Go ahead.
Say, thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created.
He sendeth forth the spirit, that same spirit that went up, he sendeth forth, go ahead, and they are what?
Created.
How you created. All right, Wisdom of Solomon 7 chapter 1, 7 and 1. All right.
So Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7 verse 1. I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months.
So that's a cycle of a man. That's
right.
All right. And you, like I say, you also have such thing as resurrection, and that's 100% true as far as the Bible is concerned. All right. And that's like we said. That's how he able to, because the brother said that we come from the earth. All right. So the Lord can just pick your ass up out the grave, man, and you can be walking. All right, and that's proof what the Lord proved it many times in the scripture.
So many examples.
All right.
Lazarus, the damsel.
The guy, the young boy who Elijah brought back. All right, because they wanted those particular people back. Okay, but this is a different. This is what y'all might call reincarnation, but I call it the cycle of life, man. All right, like we reading the cycle that the sun goes through, or the cycle that the moon goes through, or the water, or the wind. All right, now we talking about men. Go ahead.
Say 10 months being compacted in blood of the seed of man.
Of the seed of man.
And the pleasure that came with sleep.
And that's one way you come back into this earth. All right, like I said, like the scriptures say, as far as resurrection concerned, anything possible with the Lord proved it in the scriptures. So if he woke somebody back, like you said, even the apostles had the power to do that at certain times. The prophet Elijah did it. All right? Go ahead. Oh, but that's the point on that. Go back. What was that?
Psalms 104.
Yeah, read that again.
Okay, 104 and 29. Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled.
The Lord hideth his face, men are troubled. Go ahead.
Thou takest away their breath, they die.
He take the spirit from you, you die. Go ahead.
And return to their dust.
You return to the dust. We already know where that spirit go because we read that in 7 and 12 and 7. Go ahead.
They say, thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created.
Just like what we read in Solomon. So that's a way that man come back. So that's the cycle, man. Okay, you die, all right, by the hands of the Lord, because he's the controller of death.
Right.
Okay, all right. No man can take the spirit out you but the Lord. All right. Then your spirit go up to the heavens. All right. He sends the spirit forth. You created how? All right. Through what? Sex. Like all of us was created. Go ahead.
And thou renewest the face of the earth.
And he reneweth the face of the earth. And that's how he keep that one generation passed and that other generation going. All right, so that's the cycle of men, just like the cycle of the sun or the cycle of the moon. Now let's get a couple more. Let's give them an example. 2 Kings 2 and 9. We'll give them an example.
This is 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 9.
Come on.
And it came to pass when they were gone over that Elijah said unto Elisha, Ask what I shall do for thee before I will be taken away from thee. And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me.
So let the double portion of your power or the force that the Lord gave you, your righteousness, all right, whatever it might be that Elisha was talking about, we don't have to speculate what he was talking about. He talking about his righteousness, man. Because Elijah was a prophetic prophet in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
Verse 10. And he said, Thou hast asked a hard thing.
That's a hard
Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But But if not, it shall not be so.
So we're gonna show you how Elijah was taken from this earth. Go ahead.
Saying it came to pass as they went on and talked, and that beheld they appeared a chariot of fire.
A chariot of fire. We always go into the chariots, man, of the Most High. All right, y'all about to show you how to shot. All right, go ahead.
And horses of fire.
Go ahead.
And parted them both asunder.
Go ahead.
And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven.
See, Elijah went right up to the heavens, man. And we know flesh and blood can't inherit that. So his spirit went up there like we talked about, man. All right? Is any more on that? What that is, verse 11?
Yeah, come on.
All right, let's get Malachi 4 and 6. All right? And we go 4 and 5 and 6. And we going to show you, okay, this is the account where Elijah went up. All right? All right, Elijah didn't die. He just went up. Go ahead. Just like, what, Enoch?
Come on.
So that's possible. All right, the Lord giving you all examples, man. All right, we read about a man dying and the Lord taking the spirit from him. All right, no telling how you might die. He might take the spirit from you any kind of way. It could be, old age to you get shot and die. Ain't no the Most High did it.
Come on.
All right, go ahead.
This is Malachi 4 and 5.
Go ahead.
Behold, I will send you Elijah.
So the Lord say he gonna send back Elijah, just like we read in 104, how he taketh the spirit up and he sendeth it back till we know if the earth. Go ahead.
The prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
So we're gonna go into the great and dreadful day of the Lord and see when this prophecy was fulfilled in the scriptures. When the Lord sent back who? Read that one more time for me.
Behold, I will send you Elijah.
Elijah, the one that we just read that went up. Go ahead.
The prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
And how he gonna send them? Just like through Psalms 104. The spirit go up and he sendeth the spirit back and he reneweth the earth. Give me Luke 1:13. Luke 1:13. Read down to verse 17.
This is Luke chapter 1, verse 13.
Now we're going to show you when that Malachi 4 and 5 was fulfilled. Go ahead.
But the angel said unto him, Fear not, Zacharias, for thy prayers is heard.
Zechariah, that's John the Baptist's father, man. All right, go ahead.
And thy wife Elizabeth shall bear thee a son.
See, just like we were saying in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7, how everybody created. Go ahead.
And thou shalt call his name John.
And thou shalt call his name John. So go ahead. This is his father and his mother. And this is John, who we know as John the Baptist. Go ahead.
And thou shalt have joy and gladness, and many shall rejoice at his birth. Verse 15, and he shall be great in the sight of the Lord, and shall drink neither wine nor strong drink, and he shall be filled with the Holy Ghost, even from his mother's womb.
From his mother's womb, because why? He came just like Wisdom of Solomon said. Like we said, resurrection, you don't know who's walking out here who the Lord done resurrected, man. We don't know. I mean, you know, it's possible because the scriptures tell you it's possible. All right, and that's how we know about, like it read in what, Revelation, how he say they dead bodies laid in the street, and he gonna raise them up from the dead. So we know that's real. And Yahushua himself was raised. So that's the evidence. All right, but we talking about coming through the womb of his, through the seed of his father, through his mama womb right here, John the Baptist. Go ahead.
Verse 16. And many of the children of Israel shall he return to the Lord their power.
He gonna restore all things. That's when that prophecy was fulfilled in Malachi 4 and 5. That was John's purpose. And that's why the Lord, Malachi, the prophet Malachi, the Lord had him prophesy that Elijah was gonna come back. Elijah himself, all right? Not as being resurrected as yourself, like that kid that Elijah saved. His mama wanted her son back. Ain't no reincarnation in that. Okay, well, so-called reincarnation, because I don't like to label it like that. But like I say, that's the course of life. Like Psalms 104, he taketh the breath, sendeth the spirit up, send them back down, reneweth the earth. Read what you got again.
Verse 16. And many of the children of Israel shall he turn to the Lord their power.
He gonna restore all things. Go ahead.
And he shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elias.
He gonna go through the spirit and power of Elias. All right, not Elias himself. In the spirit and power of Elias. All right, go ahead.
Say to turn the hearts, which is the mind, of the fathers to the children.
Because when you resurrected, you come back as yourself. All right, that's why his name was John the Baptist. And he what his purpose was?
To turn the hearts, to turn the children of Israel shall be turned, and many of the children of Israel shall he turn to the Lord their power. And he shall go forth before him in the spirit and power of Elias, to turn the hearts of their fathers to the children.
Now read that Malachi 4 and 5 again.
Okay.
That was the prophecy being fulfilled of Elijah coming back. Go ahead.
This is Malachi 4 and 5. Behold, I will send you
and
Elijah.
When we say Elijah, we ain't saying Elijah, the guy that walked the earth back then. We saying the spirit of Elijah. All right, that's all we saying. The spirit of Elijah. Because like I say, when you resurrected, you coming back as yourself. That's you. That woman, when she was crying, she wanted her son back. She ain't want him coming back in no other flesh. Okay, but go ahead.
And behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming and the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
And that's represents John the Baptist. We read that precept just now. Now let's get Matthew 17 and 11, and we're gonna see if the Lord back that up. What Malachi said.
This is Matthew chapter 17.
That was prophesied in the Old Testament. Go ahead.
And 11. And Yahushua answered and said unto them.
And what we read, Luke. So we're going to see if Yahushua backed up Luke and Malachi. Go ahead.
And Yahushua said unto them, Elias truly shall first come.
See, just like Malachi said, Elias must truly first come. First come before what? The great and dreadful day of the Lord. Go ahead.
And restore all things.
And restore all things, just like Luke said and just like Malachi said. Go ahead.
But I say unto you that Elias is come already.
Elias has come already, not Elias himself, okay? Because Elias was a whole nother guy with a whole nother mama and daddy and all that. The spirit of Elias, and not just the spirit, but the spirit and the power, all right? Because Elijah had the power, the spiritual power, all right? Like certain men in the scriptures had. Go ahead.
That's right. So, and they knew him not.
They knew him. This is the Lord speaking, right? The Lord say, and they knew him not. Why? Because them guys probably didn't understand the reincarnation. All right? They waiting on him to be resurrected, but this is the reincarnation. That's why they didn't know him. And go ahead, read on.
So, but have done unto him whatsoever thy list.
And what they did to him, they killed him. They killed him, not
dead,
knowing,
man.
Waiting on Elijah, the spirit and power of Elijah, and that's where they stumbled at. They waiting on Elijah himself. Go ahead.
Likewise shall also the sons of man suffer of them.
Okay, let's get it one more. Matthew 11:13. Matthew 11:13. So it's a difference between the resurrection and reincarnation. All right, the resurrection is full proof. All right, that's full proof. You can't be saved if you don't believe in that. You doomed already. If you don't believe, yes, please do. If you don't believe in the resurrection, you done already. All right, we just giving you the mystery on reincarnation.
Like, resurrection don't mean spirit world, man.
No, we talking about straight out the grave, materialize from the elements, and walk right there in the flesh.
I can't believe that one.
Right? The Bible saying
that's heavy. That's heavy, man.
See, spirit. It's Matthew 11, verse 11. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater prophet than John the Baptist.
A greater prophet than John the Baptist, man. All right, why is it saying that though? Who else got that same characteristic, man, when you go back to the Old Testament? All right? Who represent the prophets?
John.
No.
Elias.
Yeah. In the old, he represent the prophets. All right, because he
was the most powerful prophet.
Yeah, and that's why John's so powerful, because he had that same spirit and that same power.
That's why Mashiach said, out of the womb, there's no greater prophet.
Out of the womb.
Wow.
That's reincarnation. Go ahead.
And notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John.
And that's a hell of a statement right there. Yahweh just made. He who is least in the kingdom of heaven gonna be greater than John. All right, this when, you know what I'm saying, when the kingdom is established. Go ahead.
And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force.
And the violence take it by, what verse that is?
I'm on verse 13 now.
Okay, yeah.
Say, for all the prophets and the law prophesied until John. And if ye will receive it, this is Elias.
Who it is?
This is Elias.
This is out the Lord's mouth. Go ahead.
And say, if you will receive it.
If you can receive it. Go ahead.
This is Elias, which was for to come.
That in Malachi. All right, and he came through the womb. All right, we know he wasn't resurrected. So, like I say, it's two. You know what I'm saying? It's two different ways that you can return back on this earth. All right, the resurrection is definitely, like I say, that's what you're supposed to be believing in. All right, you ain't supposed to believe in reincarnation. Like, oh, I'm gonna die and I'm coming back. That's how the heathens do it. That's how they took our history and used it, man, the wrong way. Just like some of these camps out here. All right, I'm gonna just say it, man. We was taught that Elijah was Abba Bibbins, man.
Right.
All right, now we're gonna get into that, man, because that's off, man. And that's what make our people stumble, man, on this situation right here, man. All right, because niggas who use the scriptures, man, in wicked ways, man. All right.
In order for you to be what you claim to be, you got to do exactly what this word say, man. You got to fall into that lot.
Talking about this man,
fall into that lot right now that I can see who John the Baptist is. Man, he out there in Houston, man. That's a whole nother.
That's something else. But I'm just saying though, hey, they use it wrong, man. All right, because we gonna prove it. Let's go. Let's get. Now we gonna deal with Solomon. Get 2 Solomon 7 and 12. And deal with Solomon, man. And like I say, that's not tough.
Wisdom of Solomon.
No,
Song of Solomon.
No, I'm tripping, dog. 2 Samuel.
Okay,
I'm tripping. 2 Samuel 7 and 12. All right. See, the heathens, they do shit like this. Like Esau, they freeze the damn body and shit.
Cryogenics.
Yeah. They do shit like that, man. They do shit like that. But they know they can't control that spirit, bro. All right? They can't control that spirit, bro. All right?
2 Samuel 7.
7 and 12, I believe.
2 Samuel 7 and 12.
All right. We're going to give you another example of what we say called reincarnation. I like to call it the cycle of life. That reincarnation, that's Esau term, man. All right, go ahead.
And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers.
So this is the prophet talking to King David. Okay, go ahead.
I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels.
That shall proceed out of King David's bowels. Go ahead.
And I will establish his kingdom.
And the Lord did establish King Solomon's kingdom. All right, peaceful kingdom. All right, 40 years of peace. Go ahead.
And he shall build an house of my name.
And Solomon did build the temple that the Lord dwelt in. Okay? For the Lord's name. Go ahead. And I read about that in all the scriptures. Go ahead.
That's just not for no reason, man.
Fine.
And I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever.
All right. He said he's going to establish the throne of Solomon kingdom
And he
forever.
is his possessive pronoun.
Exactly. And Solomon kingdom lasted 40 years. All right. And Israel, if it's referring to Israel as a whole, we don't have a kingdom right now, man. We're in slavery. Our kingdom is to come. All right. So go ahead. So Solomon kingdom, we know didn't last forever. Go ahead.
So and I will be his father, and he shall be my son.
All right.
And if he commit iniquity,
If Solomon sinned, which we all know Solomon did sin, bro.
yeah, come.
All right, that's proven fact. Everybody know that. Go ahead.
I will chasten him with the rod of men.
So the Lord say he's going to chasten him, man. All right? With the plagues of men, with the stripes of men. All right? With that rod, man. Go ahead.
And with the stripes of the children of men.
And with the stripes of the children of men. All right? So we know Solomon had a peaceful reign, 40 years. He did not get beat with the rod of men. Okay? We know that for a fact. So I'm giving you another example on how of reincarnation, man. Like I say, I don't like that word, man, but the cycle of life. It's the reason why Solomon was the wisest king and had all knowledge of all things.
Let's keep going.
You can keep going.
Come.
Keep going.
But my mercy shall not depart away from him.
See, that's only Yahweh Shai, man. All right? His mercy shall never depart away from Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
As I took it from Saul, whom I put away
I'm
before
jumping
thee.
the gun, Salakia. All right, we read about Solomon right here.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
And thy house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee.
The only person kingdom is who promised a kingdom that shall be established forever is Yahweh Shai. Now I know that sounds strange. How is King Solomon was Yahweh Shai? All right, we're gonna prove it because did Yahweh Shai sin? All right, that's the question. Okay, if you saying Solomon was Yahweh Shai, that means Yahweh Shai got beat with the stripes of men because he sinned. All right, but the scriptures tell us that Yahweh Shai never sinned. All right, but let's read this Hebrews 7 and prove that fact. All right, let's see what it say. Hebrews 7:22. Read down to 27.
Okay.
All right.
Hebrews 7 and 22.
It's the deep understanding on why I say and believe that King Solomon is Yahweh Shai is King Solomon through the so-called reincarnation. Go ahead.
See, by so much was Yahweh Shai made a surety of a better testament, and they truly were many priests.
There was many priests, man. Go ahead.
Because they were not suffered to continue by reason of death.
Go ahead.
But this man, because he continued ever.
What man? Go ahead. They're going to tell you what man. Go ahead.
Having unchangeable priesthood.
Having unchangeable priesthood. Come on.
Wherefore he is able also to save them to the uttermost that come unto Yahweh by him.
All right. Who's able to save? It's clear it's talking about the Lord, man. Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Seeing that ever living to make intercession for them.
That's who make intercession for us, man. All right. Go ahead.
For such a high priest became us.
And that's how we gonna be able to be kings and priests. Go ahead.
Who is holy, harmless, undefiled, separate from sinners, and made higher than the heavens.
See, he's separate from sinners and made higher than the heavens. Talking about Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Who needeth not daily, as those high priests, to offer up sacrifices.
He don't got to sacrifice. He already sacrificed
He was
himself.
the perfect sacrifice.
He was the sacrifice for us, for Israel, for the elect. All right. So this is a change of the priesthood, man. We don't come under the order of Aaron anymore. We come under the order of who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
It say first for his own sins.
Well, hold on, bro. First for what?
His own sins.
First for his own sins, man. All right. When did he sin? We just read about it in 2 Samuel. All right. That's when he sinned. Go ahead.
And then for the peoples.
Then for the people. All right. And the people is the people on this side, like the brother was stressing to that heathen, man. All right. Now let's get one last point. Ecclesiastes.
Oh, we want me to finish reading?
Yeah, finish it up, brother. Finish it
For
up.
this he did once when he offered up himself.
Then he offered up himself. Okay. As Yahweh Shai. We're not saying Yahweh Shai came back as Solomon. We're saying that righteous spirit, all right, that dwell up there on the right hand of the throne. When the Most High want to send him back, he can do that, just like he can raise somebody up from the resurrection, all right? But he just chose him to come through, be the first seed of David, all right? To build that house, to establish that. And he gave him all wisdom, like we read in Wisdom of Solomon, of all things. Nobody else had wisdom of all things but Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Say,
That
for the
spirit,
law
that
maketh
spirit.
men high priests, which have iniquity. But the word of
See,
old,
the law make you a high priest. These the ones that come under the order of Aaron. Go ahead.
say, for the law maketh men high priests, which have iniquity.
See, they
Or
sin.
infirmity, Salaki.
They sin. Go ahead.
But the word of the oath was since the law maketh the Son, who is consecrated for evermore.
See, when he came as Yahweh Shai, he did not sin. Period. Point blank. But the Lord have his purpose of doing things. He sent him here as Solomon, all right, because we know Solomon didn't get chastened. Go back to Ecclesiastes 1 and 10. We know Solomon didn't get chastened with the rod of men. We know that, okay? We know Solomon's kingdom didn't last forever. And we also know that Yahweh Shai didn't sin, all right? So when did he sin? That's the question that I have, that when did Yahweh Shai sin? Why would the scripture say that? Go ahead.
It's Ecclesiastes 1 and 10.
Come on.
Is there anything whereof it may be said? See, this is new.
See, ain't nothing new, whether you resurrected or so-called reincarnated, man. All right, you ain't new. Go ahead.
Say, it hath been already of old time.
Psalms 104, 29. Psalms 104, 29 and 30. All right, that's the cycle. All right, you go up, you come back down. Go ahead.
Which was before us.
What was before us? You've been here before. Everybody. All right, go ahead.
That there is no remembrance of the former things.
There is no remembrance of former things. So when these guys saying that this is Abba Bibbins or these heathens use this so-called reincarnation to say that they come back as lizards or they was hit, that's bullshit. That's total crap, man. That's like the brother said, that's Babylonian customs, man. That was never the customs, man. All right, go ahead.
Neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come.
That's why when John was asked, is you Elias? He said no. Oh, he said no. All right, because there's no remembrance. Only Yahweh Shai gonna remember things that are the past. That's why he said, it just read in Hebrew that he sinned. He remembered that. He know that. That's why he said this is Elias. Because he know all spirits. You see what I'm saying? But John the Baptist himself couldn't say that. Go ahead, bro.
Neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come.
Go ahead.
It say, with those that shall come after.
With those shall come after. All right, so I can't say, oh, I'm gonna come back as this guy. All right, you can't do that, man. The scriptures protect us, man, the elect, so we won't get fooled by people that's doing that. All right, like the GMS thing, man, and the One West thing, man. They saying that this guy was this guy. There's no remembrance, bro. That's completely off. And this scripture here is put there to protect us, man, to give us the wisdom not to slip like that, man.
And Salakia, Abba Bibbins had to be operating in the spirit of prophecy, man. He had to be doing exactly what John the Baptist was doing.
We don't know who that man was. He say no remembrance. And that's why I say this is not nothing that you go and believe in and practice reincarnation. You can't practice reincarnation. He just giving you the wisdom of cycle of life, bro, from that perspective. But heathens or wicked niggas, they take that and use it against the people, bro,
in the scriptures,
in a wicked way.
That's a high form of witchcraft.
That's a high form. That's a very high